Ukrainian officials have dismissed claims that the city of Bakhmut has fallen to Russia. That's after Wagner mercenaries said that they'd started handing over control of the city to Moscow's army. The battle for Bakhmut has been the longest and bloodiest of the war so far. This aerial footage taken earlier this month shows intense shelling in a residential area. Most people fled before fighting broke out. And Bakhmut is of little strategic value, but its capture would be a symbolic victory for Russia. Speaking to American students via video link, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he was proud of his nation's resistance.
I'm proud that Ukraine is not losing a single day in its defense against Russian terror. Every day we do everything to become stronger, to give more protection to people, to save more lives. The United States has also not lost a single day in helping Ukraine repel the Russian aggression.
Well, let's cross live now to our diplomatic correspondent, James Landell, who joins us in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. James, thank you so much for doing so. Let's just pick up on these conflicting claims by both sides with regards to the situation in Bakhmut. I appreciate it's difficult to know what is happening, but what do we think is the reality on the ground?
Well, you're right. It's very hard to know precisely what's happening because no independent journalists are allowed to go there, not least because it's too dangerous. And at the moment, we're reliant on what both sets of military commanders tell us about it. We know that the leader of the mercenary Wagner group, whose forces hold most of the centre of the city, he claims that he has begun the process of withdrawing some of his forces from the rear to be replaced by mainstream Russian army. We don't know if that's definitively happening. That is merely his claim. We know that a Ukrainian deputy defense minister says that they think that's what's going on, but that, again, there's no absolute certainty. But clearly, Mr. Prigozhin has made it clear that he does want to withdraw his troops. So the question will be, will Russian forces come in to backfill behind him? Will they do that in time? Because the crucial question for the Ukraine is this going to be an opportunity to try and retake some territory? Because if Russian forces some are coming back, fresh troops are coming in, there's the potential for confusion, there's potential for military opportunities there. So I think, as ever with the situation in Bakhmut, it's wrong to think that the picture we've got today is the one that's going to last into the future.
James, it's the 26th of May. For many weeks now, we've been talking about this potential Ukrainian spring offensive. Beyond Bakhmut, what is the wider situation with regards to the conflict?
Well, clearly preparations for that offensive are continuing. There's lots of discussion and speculation about when it may happen. The truth is that we don't know. We don't know when Ukrainian military commanders will make that decision. It's a lot of heads have been scratched in Western capitals trying to work out when that's going to happen, because it's a really difficult balance that Ukraine has got to make. On the one hand, they've got to have as much time as possible to get as much kit as possible, to get as much training done as possible, to get all the troops and forces arrayed in the right locations. But at the same time, the more time it delays, the more time it gives Russia to prepare, to lay its own defences along. It's a long front line at the moment, and Russia is having to spread its forces pretty thinly, but it is having time to dig in, to build trenches, defensive positions, to try and slow any offensive as and when it comes. But everybody is expecting it to happen at some stage. When the off is, we don't know.
James Landell joining us from Kyiv. Thank you.